The best type of business to start is around your passions, hobbies, or capabilities, things that you love to do or have an interest in, even if it's something new. Literally, when you start a business, you want to start it around you and your circumstances, and can't no one tell you what you're going through or what you're capable of. You have to. That's why I take a holistic approach. But when I got started, it came from a passion and a pain point. One, I didn't like being boxed in. I felt like working in an office was limiting my creative genius, and I wanted to be able to freely enjoy what I was doing. So when I first got started, in my business, there weren't many resources, a lot of competition. I don't believe in competition. I believe in competing with who I was yesterday. And that's what you should do. You shouldn't be competing with anyone, because what ends up happening is you end up feeling some type of way and you never make any movement because you're trying to be perfect and be like everyone else, being popular over your purpose. I'm going to keep saying that. Direction over speed. So you're trying to start a business, but you don't know where to start or how to bring them into reality, right? You're stuck in here, but you keep going to the books, you keep going to the YouTube videos, and somewhere along the way you found your way here. First of all, thank you very much for coming here. Appreciate it. And we're going to do what it takes to help you get that going. But before we do that, make sure you click that subscribe button. And if you're returning to this channel, welcome back. You know how we do it. We don't look for validation. We create it. We don't consume for the answer. We create it. And so as someone made in the image of the creator, regardless of whatever you believe in, you were made in the image of the creator to create. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to create what is in here into the out world. As long as you take the steps and you do what is necessary and you simplify it, we got you covered. So you want to know what business you should start. The best business to start is ones that are ideas that you have, hobbies, or capabilities. And the reason I say that is you want to either do what you love or do something that gives you the ability to do what you love. And that's why starting a business is necessary. We want to get financial freedom, being able to earn as much as we want without having any glass ceilings like salary caps and things like that. We want to have autonomy to do things on our terms and not be told when we can go on vacation, spend time with family, and choose whether or not we decide to work in a setting because of a vaccine status, which seems to be a huge issue today. Or we just want to have the flexibility to work from wherever, be able to do things on our terms, and work at night, choose whenever we want to work. If we want to spend time with our family, we can do that. If we want to just chill, we can do that. And starting a business online is exactly how to do that. More importantly, just starting a business in general. But it's not about the strategy and being clever. It's about the purpose over the popularity of what you're doing. So when you create something, you want to make sure you don't create another job, because the job isn't the problem. It's the system of the job that you're in. If you're working a 9-to-5 or a job that is holding you back from being able to do what you love or to do it how you want to do it. And that's what's holding you back. And that's what we're going to talk about here today. So your capabilities are things that you can do, but you get to do it on your terms. If you have the process, the process to do it the way you want to do it, so that you can have the ability to work, with flexibility and ease. Don't doing something that comes easy to you, but is on your terms, right? That has a high demand. Another thing is to be able to, do what you love. Maybe you have an idea, right? It's not about having the best idea. It's about creating a vehicle that can give you and grant you the lifestyle that you want, and also be able to create a win-win situation for the person that you're looking to serve, or the market that you're looking to serve, the sector of it. So it's not about having this fancy idea. And so in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about where to start, and what are some good areas to transition those ideas or skills or capabilities into the market to where they want it, right? And so what you want to do is focus on how do you want your vehicle to be created, all right? You want to create a vehicle, as we said before, that is going to be circulated around your life and your desires and what it is that you want to create from it. You know, whether you want to be able to make tons of money online, right? Or you want to be able to work from wherever you want, be able to travel, blog, whatever it is, you want to make sure you're intentional about it. You want to make sure you're doing it for the purpose of why you're doing your why over your what. You know, not doing things because it's popular, because trends die out, and so do businesses that go based off of trends, or the person gets burned out because you can easily replicate you know, a job in the business where you're doing something you hate and you want to escape from it. And I've seen many people do that. And so that's why it's important to realize that your business is not a makeup of who you are. It's just a vehicle. But it's a vehicle to get you to where it is that you're looking to go. That's why we talked about in the last video of creating it with a purpose. You want to know why you're creating it, and so does the market. So you need that absolute clarity. If you didn't see the last video, make sure you go check that out. Two great places to start. Obviously, the internet has afforded tons of opportunities, right, to do different things. Think about it. You're on here, right? We're all researching answers. We're looking for the right answer. We're looking for community. We're looking for opportunities. And that's where you can either be a creator or a consumer. And if you're here, even if you're here and you're consuming this, I don't look at this as a consumption. I look at this as we're vibing, we're chilling, and we're making this a fun process of doing this. So with further ado, what we're going to do is teach you how to do that. So online is a great place to be able to, you know, capture the opportunities of flexibility, because internet's everywhere, right? So that's why you see a lot of people that are traveling and doing different things, but you need to create a demand, right? We talked about that in the last video with clarity, so make sure you go check that out. But once you figure that out, you need to figure out, what is it that I enjoy doing? How do I enjoy doing it? What would I like to do? Like for me personally, right? When I got started, I did not know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew that I didn't enjoy the setting of working as an accountant, you know, in the way I was doing it. And I thought that job hopping, finding the perfect idle place, was going to eventually find a home, and I unfortunately didn't have that luck. You know, the job is just a vehicle at the end of the day. Everyone wants the safety net, but what better way than to create it? A lot of people think they need the best investment, so they're looking for the stock just constantly on the market or real estate, right? But the biggest thing that you can ever do is create it. It's created because you create that value. You can test, track, and tweak it. That's a little bit later. That's a little more advanced. But when you create the system and you create the reliance and you sell the process, that's when you win, my friend. And you can leverage the internet to do that because everyone is there. But because it is so crowded and oversaturated, you want to make sure you don't get overlooked as noise. You want to make sure that you position yourself in alignment with something you care about, something you enjoy doing, and something that you do it with an authentic voice. See, the thing about the internet is it is very sensitive. The customers are sensitive. People are sensitive, meaning you have a very short window to make that impression. And just because you make one doesn't mean that they won't come back. But you got to have an abundant mindset when you're doing it online. And you need to not look. So like, let's say you get a dislike on the video or you get a dislike on something. That should not ruin it because there's so many other people out there. and not, you're not for everyone. That's why in the beginning of this video I tell you I'm not here to convince you to start a business, but to teach you how to do one and to help you in your journey. And so this is a community, this is vibe. I'm like your friend getting started, and that's what I wanted to create. I wanted to create a business where I felt like I was among friends, because when I got started, it was just me. And I felt like an outsider. I actually wrote an article called Coming Out as an Entrepreneur, and literally coming out as an entrepreneur, you feel alone. You feel abandoned because people don't validate it as much, because it's not the common road. You are a 5%er. Yes, entrepreneurs are 5%ers. And many of us tend to isolate ourselves. And I was guilty of that when I got started. But I don't want to get too much off track. That happens from time to time. But like I said, we're here to vibe out. So online, there's several different routes you can go, but I'm going to simplify it. So number one, you can create a personal brand, which is a great place to start, because your personal brand will follow you, and people are going to come to you for how you do it, not just what you do, because obviously they have something that they want. But most people, when they're trying to create a business online, they're trying to come with the perfect idea. They're trying to do all this analyzation and this research, right, of the market. But the best thing to do is to analyze yourself. There's something in business, right, called a SWOT analysis: strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats. And so when I work with business clients, because that was my degree in accounting and business and stuff. And so when I deal with people like from different avenues, different routes, but that come from that business savvy, I've coached Ivy Leagues, I've coached people from accounting, that was my background. I've coached people who are from Wall Street, and they all have this obviously sophistication of business, right? And we can talk on a high level about that stuff, but I try to keep it simple, just like I'm doing here with you, because I want to be authentic in my voice, and I want to be true to that. And that's what you have to do. That's going to be what makes the difference between somebody going to you and the other person, because how you do it may not be how that person does it. People go to people who they feel who they know, like, and trust. So when you create a personal brand, you give people a chance to get to know you, right? They get to trust you by you presenting to some knowledge or something you care about, or you showing and documenting a journey or something. And they start to trust you by seeing you regularly show up, right? You're consistent, you're reliable, and just sharing things that they find valuable. That's how people build trust in you. That's how people build trust in you, by seeing you regularly show up. It's like when you go to some restaurant, right? And you continue to go, your favorite coffee shop or something, and you go so much that they now know your order. You're a regular, and that's what you want to be. You want to be the opposite. You want to be a regular, where the people come to you and they're like, okay, this person's helped me, and then you're helping them, you're giving them value. That's why you see YouTubers getting paid, right? You have Instagrammers, right? Instagrammers don't get paid by the platform yet. They are trying to do that now, to catch up to other platforms where they drop the ball on that. But more importantly, Instagrammers have to set that value themselves. So when you create a personal brand and you build value on what it is you're doing, or a hobby that you enjoy, you now attract a certain sector of the market where you get compensated. So now the internet has opened up a door for many people to build a business, to build opportunities out of nowhere, and doing things that they love. And that's why I say you should choose what you love, or something you have an interest in. Even if you're trying to learn or teach something to yourself for the first time, like me. When I got into my business, I didn't have a business coaching background. I never had created a business, but I did go in and evaluate the processes of many businesses, and worked in a sophisticated settings of businesses. So I transitioned, I reverse engineered my abilities, my capabilities to create something that I love, and learn from, things that I liked and disliked about the company I worked for. Like, for instance, I worked for a prestigious Big Four accounting firm, and it was a global firm and well recognized because they were able to navigate and work in different countries. They had an omnipresence in all over the globe. That's why they're Big Four. They were a global setting. With that being said, there were massive resources because of their presence, and obviously working with different countries, you can't be in multiple places at once. But what was unique was everything was on the internet, everything. So when we did audits, we worked with different teams, different companies. It was all from the internet, and their system was to give the employees flexibility, right? That was part of the system. However, it was very demanding. I was working 8-hour plus weeks, and that's what I didn't personally like about it, because I felt overwhelmed and I didn't get to enjoy a lot of things when I was working that job, just like many of you. However, I did enjoy the networking events. I did enjoy, like, the downfalls was, let's say it snowed, because I'm originally from the East Coast, and if it snowed, everyone gets a day off, but I'm still working because, hey, you can take your laptop home. So it's cool to work from home and stuff, and I already experienced that, before many people with COVID, but that was the downside. Now, some people may love working from home and they don't want to go back to the office because of the risk. They don't want to get sick, or maybe they had a dreadful experience. And, a lot of these jobs are trying to get people back in, or they're giving them the option. But there's nothing better than working on your terms. And so whether you're working a job or not, you can create that opportunity to eventually retire yourself. I was only 25 years old, when I got started in my business and doing that. And literally, I did not know where to start. Or let's say this. I found a lot of pain points, and that's what exists today because of those pain points that I had. When I created the business, it came from the purpose of what was going on. One, I knew I loved problem solving, right? And originally I wanted to start a online bookkeeping business because, one, I had the accounting background, right? And I was trying to be clever. I was calling it fancy stuff like online financial accounting and advisory services, right? And I really didn't enjoy accounting, but I wanted to use it as a way to escape. So I figured the market will pay me for that. And then I also wanted to really speak on stages, right? And be like Les Brown and Eric Thomas and all those different people that I read the books of that helped motivate and inspire me. However, what I realized, I wasn't any of them, and I need to be the best version of me. And that's what I want to teach you to do today. Literally, when you start a business, you want to start it around you and your circumstances, and can't no one tell you what you're going through or what you're capable of. You have to. That's why I take a holistic approach. But when I got started, it came from a passion and a pain point. One, I didn't like being boxed in. I felt like working in an office was limiting my creative genius, and I wanted to be able to freely enjoy what I was doing. So when I first got started, in my business, there weren't many resources. I went to entrepreneur.com. They wanted me to pay $10,000 that I didn't have, to dish out at the time. All I had was the money saved to start my business, but you don't need a ton of money either, but for me, I was stepping away from the job so that I can do that. And how I did that, that's another story. But, I had to earn my rights to walk away, and I couldn't take it anymore. But maybe you're at that point, or if you are, there are some tools and things and stuff like that. And we'll talk about that in another video. If you want that, just comment below, indicating that. And I'll make videos based off what you guys want. I'm here to serve you. That's the thing about this channel is we're friends. So if you need help with something, that's exactly what we're going to do, and we'll make a video on that. The best type of business to start is around your passions, hobbies, or capabilities, things that you love to do or have an interest in, even if it's something new. Like when I got into coaching, it came from combining my experience of doing business walkthroughs as an auditor, where I evaluated the strength of the internal controls. I know you don't want to hear all that boring stuff. And then my ability to, accumulate and read money and financial stuff. The things that I liked about my job when I was able to work with the flexibility. So I wanted to create flexibility, but the one thing I didn't want is where my time was controlled by someone else. So I didn't know what I was going to start when I got started, but I was trying to be clever and do what I knew how to do, which was accounting. And I said I was going to document the journey of building a business so eventually I could sell that, right? Because I like problem solving. I enjoy working with people, and I think it's a great way to, kind of spread your wings, and that's exactly what I did. So the two things that I went into, I was going to go into the bookkeeping route, right? And then eventually transition completely, or just keep the opportunities open. And guess what? My passion for, you would think that my accounting background would have been the breadwinner, but it really was my passion for consulting and business coaching, because I love working with people and helping them bring their dreams to life, to do the things that I didn't have access to, so no one has to go through that. So I'm truly passionate about what I do, and that's why it's important to do what you love and to get paid for what you love, because now it's not an obligation like the jobs you're at, and that's why when you do walk away from your job, you want to make sure that you're intentional with what you're doing. You're not just being impulsive. That's why purpose over popularity is important. For this, I want you to remember this. This business that you do is not you. It's a vehicle. It's a vehicle to be able to create your own freedom. It's a vehicle to create that flexibility so that you can work in a manner that you want to work, that's convenient for you. And hey, maybe you want to travel like I did, or you want to be able to work from wherever you want, which was something I had the ability to do back then. And maybe, hey, COVID has put a scare in you and you want to be able to work remotely. You don't want to go around people, and that's cool too. An online business is a great way to start. And if you're somebody trying to venture out and figure things out, then taking the consulting route is another place to fuse those things together. So as a coach, I took my business understanding background and my desires, and I created an online coaching business. I knew I wanted to start a business online, so that way I can control my time, have ample flexibility. I don't even know if I said that right, but have flexibility to be able to work on my terms and be able to serve and use my background, so I don't start from square one. So if you have a job that you hate, but you've been doing it for X, Y, and Z, and you just want to get out of the job and do it on your terms, then you can always use that background to help you leverage. But without having to do any of that, because this is something I learned, what's more important is creating a personal brand, because your personal brand is going to be what helps people. So if you're in accounting, right, maybe talking about financial things, giving advice online, about your fashions of the things that you see people experience, and being able to offer some sound advice on that. You start up some type of podcast, you start up a YouTube channel, or you just have an Instagram where you post or you blog, whatever it is that you choose, that you're lane, and you continue to adding value to market, that you're dedicated and devoted to, or something you care about. That's how you position yourself to do that. You got to create that. And why is this great, for you? Like, literally, let's say that you have products or services, right? Most people make the mistake of just trying to sell, but people have access to many things, and there's a lot of competition. I don't believe in competition. I believe in competing with who I was yesterday. And that's what you should do. you shouldn't be competing with anyone, because what ends up happening is you end up feeling some type of way and you never make any movement because you're trying to be perfect and be like everyone else, being popular over your purpose. I'm going to keep saying that. Direction over speed is key. And the best way to have direction is to let your purpose navigate you and being intentional. Not being popular, not being clever, but being clear, being authentic. Because customers, clients, the market, they're very sensitive today. Everything is a Yelp review. So that means that people care about the experiences. That's why they document Yelp reviews. And so you want to give someone a certain experience, but you also want to be able to deliver. And that's why the internet is the best place. You know, the only pitfalls to an online business is it can tend to get lonely if you don't have a community. And also it can be very overwhelming due to the complexities of all the information out there. That's why we try to position to bring it all in one place, you know, through our books, through our programs. Actually, if you're somebody who is feeling alone, I want to encourage you to apply for our mastermind, where we have a community, we kick back, we have fun, and we simplify and give you access to everything that we have. I try to give you all the advice and the motivation here, but there's so much I can do in such a timely manner. But if you're somebody who's interested in that, definitely encourage you to go click the link and check out our products that are available, where we walk you through it all. We do it in a setting where it's fun. We take a holistic approach where we don't do the one size fits all, but we help you step into it just like how we're doing here. And look, I don't know, I'm going to tell you this, you don't need anything. What you need is crystal clarity. Make sure you watch that last video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. And more importantly, make sure you realize you don't need to consume anything but you. Make sure you create from within, not from external in. It's internal out. So whatever is in here, let's bring it out there. Make sure you create, build, sustain in all you do. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. It's your boy Vince. One love. Peace.